Welcome back, movie lovers, story recaps here. Today we're diving into a drama that will take you into the complexities of human relationship and explore the boundaries of love, friendship, and intimacy. Story begins with two kids who are best friends, Roz and Lil. They are heading towards the sea on a raft, which seems to be their safe haven. They swim to the raft and lay there for hours watching the dolphins and pondering over life. Cut to today, where we are introduced to the tragedy the Lil's husband has passed. We come to learn that a lot of years has passed. Both Roz and Lil are married and has kids. This unfortunate tragedy was going to expose them to an emotional turmoil that they didn't see coming. Roz is seen to support her best friend in her grief in every way possible. We are introduced to Harold, Roz's husband, inquiring about her and learns that she is with Lil. Lil is worried about her son, but Roz ensures her that their kids are best friends and they will support each other. Cut to few more years, and we see the boys are young adults now and both are surfing in the waves of the sea. Their mothers are watching them from the shore and taking comfort that they did alright in raising their kids. Ian is Lil's son and Tom is Roz's. Roz and Lil are reminiscing their past with a photo album of their early days. The boys come in and they find it entertaining to look at the photos. Tom teases both Lil and Roz and Ian takes the album with him. He gets a bit sad because the album also had photo of his late father. Lil cheers him up and they all sit for dinner together. From the discussion over their lunch we realize that they are quite open with each other. We see Harold greeting Roz and Lil takes her exit. As she has a busy next day, Ian decides to stay at Tom's for the night. Later on the porch, Harold breaks the news of his new job. Roz is very happy to hear that, but her happiness fades when she learns that the job location is Sydney and they have to move permanently. New day begins at Lil's office. We are introduced to Saul. He approaches Lil, invites her to his birthday. Lil politely declined by telling that she had a book club to attend to. Later, through Roz, we learn that Lil turned him away intentionally because he had feelings for her. Later, we see Harold walking with Roz to her gallery. He tries to convince her to leave, but she tells him that she needs time to think about it. Harold agrees reluctantly, but expresses his concern that the real reason of staying was Lil, whom he thought might be her romantic lover. Roz laughs it off. They both kiss at the end of conversation and the scene ends. After work, Roz tells Lil about what happened with Harold. They both have a good laugh over it. A few days later, we see Roz and Tom walking Harold to his car. He is leaving for Sydney. Later, we see Roz swimming to the raft that she and Lil used to hang out in their childhood. She finds Ian there. She joins him and asks him for a cigarette. They both get to talking and having a pleasant time. Later at dusk we see all four of them having dinner. They are all enjoying as always. After everything, Lil goes back home, but Ian chose to stay back to look after Tom as he had a little too much to drink. Later at night, Roz comes in to check on the boys. Before retiring for the night, she asks Ian if he had everything he needed, to which he replied no and impulsively stretched to kiss her. Roz didn't object, giving away her affection towards him. Meanwhile, Tom woke up in the middle of the night as he was thirsty. He was very upset to see her mother leaving Ian's room half naked. He immediately goes out to the beach and spends the night outside. Next morning, he walks to Ian's home. He finds Lil at the kitchen. He tells her how sad he is about his father leaving for Sydney. Lil tries to comfort him. Tom finds this as opportunity and kisses Lil. Lil is completely shook and pushes him away. But later she understands when he tells her about his mother and Ian. Lil is shocked to hear that. After Tom leaves, we see he is not very friendly with Ian when he asks him to go for a swim. On the other side, Lil is completely lost in her own dilemma about the situation. Later that day, we see Tom waiting for Lil at her home and asks her to let him stay for the night. Lil reluctantly agrees as Ian was with Roz for the night when Lil was asleep. Tom quietly slips under her blanket and sleeps there for the night. Next morning, Tom touches her in a romantic way and Lil did not object this time. They both share kisses passionately. When Tom returned home, Roz asks where he was last night. Tom blurts out by saying that he was with Lil doing what Ian has been doing to her. Roz gets furious and ends up slapping him. Tom walks out. Later that day we see Roz confronting Lil as admitting how ashamed she was of the whole situation. She wants to put an end to this before it is late. When Lil breaks this news to Ian, he is upset because he loves Roz. Lil is completely out of words for the whole situation. When Ian goes to talk to Roz, she tries to make him understand that this cannot continue. Ian tries to make advances, but Roz stops him and asks him to leave. After saying that she goes about doing her daily chores. Later, we see that Ian hadn't left and was sulking on the porch. Roz goes to comfort him. Ian tries to kiss her again, but this time Roz didn't object, and they end up sleeping with each other. Meanwhile, at Ian's place, Tom is doing the same with Lil. Later, both Roz and Lil meet and talk about the whole situation. They both admit that this was making them happy and mutually decide to continue. Next scene opens with Harold's return. He brings up the topic of moving with Roz. Roz expresses her reluctance. Harold again suspects this was because of Lil. To that, Roz denies. Harold doubts something is wrong and left with disappointment. Later, we see Lil and Roz at the beach talking about Saul and how persistent he is. Suddenly, they catch the sight of the boys fighting in the water. The fight eventually breaks and the four of them leave the beach. On reaching home, when they sit at the table for lunch, there is an awkward silence. Ian gets up to leave. He tells Roz that he will be waiting for her in her room. Tom follows and tells Lil the same. Time passes and all of them are happier together than ever before. Ian is now working with his mom. He leaves work to pick up Tom from the theater. On the way, Tom talks about the assistant director gig that Harold got him at Sydney. Tom is worried that might upset Lil, but Ian reassures that Lil won't want him missing this opportunity either, so he decides to go. We see Tom leaving town in a bus. During auditions, he met Mary. He is charmed by her presence. When Tom calls Lil, he tells her about the auditions and Mary. Later that night, when the three of them sit for dinner, Lil talks about Tom and Mary and how they might be into each other. Roz and Ian tries to talk her out of it. Back at Sydney, we see Tom walking Mary to her apartment. He goes up to her room and Mary offers him a drink. They end up kissing and Tom leaves. Meanwhile, at home, Ian, Roz, and Lil are at a bar, where a stranger approaches Lil. Lil was lonely as Tom was away, so she acts friendly with him. Ian senses that and intervenes the whole situation. Lil is upset with Ian and rushes to her car. Ian drives her home. She expresses her loneliness and Ian reassures that Tom will be back in 2 days. Later one beautiful day, we see Lil resting on the raft. She is surprised to see Tom coming out of the water to kiss her. They both spent the day lying together. At dinner, Tom talks about his time at Sydney. He is interrupted by a call. He went to other room, was whispering over the phone, which made Lil suspicious. Later, we see Roz surprised to see Harold in her house with another girl. He introduces Mary to Roz as it was almost Tom's birthday. On the birthday night, Tom is seen dancing with Mary. He introduces her to Lil. Ian takes Mary to dance. Tom tells Lil that Mary was staying in hotel and he could manage to drop her and come to her house. Lil says not to bother and have fun. The next morning, we see Lil in tears. She admitted to Roz that her time might be over as Tom now has someone more suitable in his life. Roz agrees with her and decides that she will end it with Ian too. Later, Roz breaks the news of ending their relationship. Ian feels offended because he was getting punished for Tom. Ian pleads, but Roz is adamant. Ian tells that he will never forgive Roz. Months have passed. We are shown a scene at church where Tom and Mary are getting married. Later that night, we find Roz doubting her decision to break up. She admits to Ian that she didn't want to break up. After the party, Ian goes over to Roz's, banging her door. But with heavy heart, she doesn't allow him in. That makes Ian furious, and he hurts himself the next day when he went surfing with rage. At the hospital, Roz comes to see him, but he refuses. Meanwhile, we see the girl from the party came to see him. Her name is Hannah and she later helps Ian in his recovery. This brings them close and they get intimate with each other. Later one day, Ian and Tom talk over beer the future of their relationship with Hannah and Mary. Tom is happy, but Ian admits that he might end things with Hannah. That evening, Ian is surprised to see Hannah waiting for him at work. Hannah joyously breaks the news of her being pregnant. Ian is surprised to hear that and not so pleased, but hugs her anyway in affirmation. Many years have passed and we learn that Hannah and Ian got married and both Ian and Tom have kids now. Both the families spend good time at the beach. Later that night after dinner, Lil leaves as she was tired. Later in the middle of their conversation, we see Tom leaves for a walk, after which we learn that he went over to Lil to make love. Later we learn that apparently Tom and Lil didn't stop seeing each other. Ian enters a heated conversation with Roz telling. While Ian was shouting at the top of his voice, Mary and Hannah enters the room. On asking, he tells Mary that he caught Tom sleeping with his mother. Mary suspected that even Ian and Roz might be involved romantically. She expresses her disappointment and tells that she is leaving for good. Hannah also follows her. Roz is disappointed with Ian about telling the truth. Ian doesn't care because he believes it was better than pretending. Next morning, Roz confronts Lil and Lil admits to everything. She said that she still loved Tom and she would suffocate without him. Roz tells Lil that Ian blames her for everything. Some time passed and we see Ian swimming to the raft. There we find Roz, Tom and Lil lying. Ian greets Roz and lies beside her as if nothing had happened, and on this note the movie ends. There you have it, the captivating story of Adore. This movie takes us on an emotional roller coaster, exploring the depths of love, friendship, and the choices that define us. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting movie recaps.